figure out if what player that is. Is it even Lake Oswego?
I'm pretty sure. It says it Lake O on the helmet.
Okay, we bet my chicken on this, or chicken sandwich.
Chicken sandwich.
All right,
Deal.
bet.
Welcome into week 5 of Beyond the End Zone. Tyree Smith, joined by my brother and partner Guillermo Mota, and this week's team is Central Catholic Rams. This team is a team well-versed in winning here in the culture in our area, but after falling short last year's state semifinals, it's redemption time. It's time to get them back right to where they know they can be.
When you see the maroon and gold, that signals winning in your mind. Why? Because that's been embedded in this team's culture for over 20 seasons. 5 state titles Central Catholic has won, dating back to 2003. Fast forward to 2025, and the message is still the same, no matter who's on the team, and that brings pressure.
Yeah, but I think it's a good pressure. You know, making that decision to come to Central Catholic, you kind of know what you're coming into. You know the standard, you know the culture. I mean, I've seen Central Catholic win 4 championships since I've been alive. So I've seen what it takes, and I've been in a program with a state championship title. So I know what it takes. I don't really feel the pressure when I go on the field. I love the pressure. I like feeling, you know, people care about what you're doing. It's not just, you know, we try to tune that out. And that should just be us worrying about what we're doing, you know, interior. But it's good to have a little of that pressure, knowing that, you know, you got a standard to perform to, and that you're not just going out for no reason. You're going out to win a state championship.
Winning a state championship is the ultimate goal, and Central Catholic has 3 in the last 6 seasons. Their latest try was in 2024 in the state semifinals when they fell to Lake Oswego, something the players haven't forgot, even with losing to them in the second game of this season.
I think the first thing, you know, after a tough loss like that is you want to take time to thank the seniors for what they've done for the program and the impact that they've had. And then to the younger guys, like telling them to not forget that feeling and remember what this feels like so that it doesn't happen again.
Seniors, we all remember what happened last year. It was like, we think about that for 9 months. I remember the meeting, like, at the beginning of the season, like, we're not going to try to have that happen again. So, like, trying to, like, doing all the work in the summer, like, coming in during the fall, like, putting the work now so that never happens again. I feel like that was a big motivator for us.
That was a heartbreaker last year. I know we were in that game against Lake Oswego. We prepped all season for it, and that was my first reps playing on varsity all that year. So, you know, that was a big game coming into, and it was a great atmosphere. Losing that game, that, you know, that stays on your mind. It stays on all of our minds. Everybody playing last year. So over the off season, all summer, I know we were here every day, making sure that that's not going to happen again this year. And you know, we went out and we lost to Lake Oswego, but that's preseason. That's just bragging rights. You know, that doesn't mean anything about the rest of our season, I don't think.
The Central Catholic Rams are a Heartland powerhouse. There's no denying that, but there's 20 seniors on this roster, losing over 10 of them last season. And for these seniors, it's about who's in the locker room now and continuing a tradition that started way before the players on the current roster were even here.
After every game, even if it's a win or a loss, we're looking to next week. We're looking to what's going to be in practice. Every Sunday we come in, and pretty much every Sunday we have a senior meeting. No coaches, just the seniors kind of sitting around a table talking about, you know, what the week's going to look like, what we want to talk to the younger guys about, what the standard's going to be this week, and how we're going to better ourselves from last week, you know, even after a win.
Championship after championship, this program has been built on the back of players' hard work. Now, they have to pass that same message to the younger teammates as it's time to get them along and up to speed on what this program is all about.
I can't say enough about our senior leadership with this group. We had one of the best summers that I've ever been a part of. We had an intense physical training camp, and they just keep getting better, and they're taking ownership over this team, which I think as a coach, that's what you want. Player-led teams that are bought in, and so really, really proud of this group and excited to watch, you know, how this thing plays out.
There we go, and that's where we head to part 2. Next on our Beyond the End Zone.
I mean, you weren't wrong.
I know. Beyond the End Zone part 2. We talk a little bit about getting the youngsters up to speed.
Jeez.
Just your favorite one?
The camera or the music?
The camera.
Oh, the bink.
The what?
The bink.
Okay.
The big pink.
There we go. Welcome back into Beyond the End Zone.
What's up? All right, so winning has developed at Central Catholic over the last 20 years. Now in 2025 with championship goals, it's important for this team to get the new players up to speed, and I think they're doing a good job already because huge win tonight, and last week it was my first time seeing them in person. They went up to Jesuit and just shut the lights out. So I think they're doing a good job so far. Season's young, so they gotta get them up to speed.
42-7 win over 12 tonight. Let's look at how these youngsters are getting up to speed.
A tradition of winning is embedded in the DNA of Central Catholic football, built on the back of these high school athletes, but with tradition comes passing the torch. And for Central Catholic, there's 20 seniors in the maroon and gold doing all they can to get the younger players up to speed.
It's good, I thought I wasn't going to be a senior for a long time. Now I'm here, so it's a good opportunity to get these guys, get ready, build the culture, from freshman year to now. It's just we got to get these guys the same way we were brought up by the other seniors. So just trying to keep that cycle, keep that leadership, and maintain that Ram standard. Keep the Central Catholic the way it is. You know what I mean?
A lot of them weren't around Pine, and when Pine was here, the Pine era, and that was a standard. That was 20 years going into building a program, and being around that, I think I got some tips from even just a coaching standpoint, what I can take to being a leader, and bringing that in every day, bringing those younger guys up, showing them the standard, hustling on and off the field, making every rep count, right? Because that's what it's going to take.
The Rams show what they got on the best stage possible, Friday Night Lights. But Mondays through Thursdays is where this team truly finds themselves. And for seniors such as Donnie and Cole, that's where growth really happens.
They're tough. I'm a wrestler, so I go through wrestling practices, and those are really tough practices, but when you come out here, especially when it's hot, and you're working in that sun, that's a 3-hour practice that you're just nonstop putting in work. They are tough practices, and if you want to come out and slack off, that's on you. That's not, no one's gonna, you might get yelled at, but that's your decision to come out here and work, because that's what's gonna make the team better. So it's kind of up to us to make these practices, what the energy is gonna be like, but if we're putting in the energy, you're gonna get off the field feeling good.
Every year in the Mountain Hood Conference, it's almost expected for Central Catholic to do well, and with championship on their minds, you would think the target on their back would add more urgency to this team, but they're actually chilling.
The expectations, and they're sometimes healthy, sometimes not, but I feel like the expectation with us, it's not as a pressure, we know we're a good team, we're not going to be scared about anything. And also some of these guys didn't play in the championship team, on the championship game. So let's getting them up to speed and just letting them know the culture again, just what it is, what it means to be a championship level team.
You good? All right, let's get a break, get a drink. We're going to go to team.
Big dog.
Oh, big dog, gotta eat, big dog.
A young teammate, a veteran one, it doesn't matter at the end of the day for the Rams. The only goal that matters is hoisting a trophy at the end of the season, and that's going to take not only the seniors on this roster.
It's going to take a team effort. I feel like our defense has been solid, and the offense is dragging behind a little bit, But it's a team game. It's going to have to be both sides of the ball. So, bringing those younger guys up, I know we got leaders on the offense. With the younger guys, that just takes time. When I was a junior, I didn't play my sophomore year. I had a knee surgery, so I was out all season. So coming in my junior year, it takes a couple of games to really, get in that flow. So week 4, I can see, operational errors, false starts, knowing the plays. We're working those kinks out. I think that's what it's going to take on the field, and then off the field, just continue to do what we're doing, player-led, keeping that mindset on that state title, no doubts in our mind that we're going to go get that.
The players are the ones that do the work on Friday nights, but it's the coaches that do the behind-the-scenes legwork of getting them prepared.
I feel like this summer especially, he drilled in the culture and our standard again, it's anything under excellence is not what we're trying to strive for,
And stick around because that man is up next. I sit down with head coach Charlie Landgraf, talk about the state of his Central Catholic Rams and getting back to a state title next on Beyond the End Zone. Folks, what's more impressive, a breakaway run or a chase down? Make sure to add us on Instagram and let us know. Look at his story, Gmoto TV. You're going to see exactly what we're talking about. There we go. A local in his own right, a former Duck, former Crusader, which is funny enough. Watch the story.
Yep.
But you name it, what in the truth, what in we need to be known is about winning. I'm talking about Charlie Landgraf, about getting his team back to where they know they can be and making sure that he can get them to be the best men they can possibly be. We're in Rams country, baby. Charlie Landgraf, second year at the helm for Central Catholic Rams, and he's looking to keep on bringing the pound and the pain he's been able to do. Coach, I appreciate you having some time for me today.
Appreciate you for coming out, yeah. This is awesome.
Man, listen, Coach, first of all, it's cool to have somebody that's around my age, coaching around these high schools, but I'm curious, how is it being really closer to age than some of the other coaches in that area to these kids and coaching them? What's that kind of like?
It's a lot of fun. I think, not only I'm a younger guy, but we've got a pretty young staff.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is just the energy that we bring every day. Go! Good! Hey, I don't mind that, right? What would the call have to be for you to do that? And just really to be able to connect with the kids, to me, that's such a big part of coaching, is just the relationships and building that trust and that connection. And so having a blast here, this is such a special school, and we're kind of excited to dive into league play after a tough preseason, non-conference slate, and just keep getting better.
This has got to be a little nostalgic for you, because this isn't your school that you graduated from, Jesuit High School under Coach Kim Potter.
Yep.
But this is your area. I feel like that's kind of got to be like, oh, I remember what they were like when I played against them, or I remember what that team is like. Kind of how's that been for you?
It's been funny. I, as you said, graduated from Jesuit High School, but you really realize how connected the two schools are. And being back here as the head coach and meeting so many people that I knew from my playing days that were Central Catholic Rams, and it's been fun. And it was cool a couple weeks ago to get back over there and to go against Coach Potter. So much respect for him and the program that he's built, over so many years there. But it's a little weird being in the visiting team locker room over there at Cronin Field and being on the other sideline. It was just brought back a lot of good memories, though, and some really fun memories playing for Coach Potter and Coach Andreas over there. But I've really found a home here at Central and really enjoy it.
And now you being in Rams history, you in your second year, taking over for Coach Pine, who was here for such a long time, now in Union High School. What's that kind of like, taking over for a coach that's been here for over 20 years and has so much success, but you were also part of that success because you coached under him 21-22.
Yeah. No, I mean, Coach Pine did an unbelievable job here over the course of his tenure, and I think for me, it was when I came in, it wasn't a rebuild, right? Like, they came off of a state championship. It was a unique situation, and so really figuring out, okay, what's been established here that we can keep, but then also adding my own flair and kind of our own pillars and culture, and I think we've done a good job of that. Feel really good about where we're at in year 2 of the system, and just keep getting better each week. But Coach Pine's a legend, did a tremendous job here, and it's now on us to keep that going.
You've been right there for state championship. What's that goal? Is that goal for you to finally win one as a head coach?
Absolutely, yeah. And I think too, it's just understanding the importance of the process and not looking ahead. I think for our team, it's every week finding ways to improve. Where can we get better from the game before, and just keep stacking good days. We talk about growth over outcome, and really focused on having a growth mindset. And the goal is to be playing your best football in November. And so, how can we make those little jumps and stack those days so that we're raising that big blue trophy at the end of the year?
What was that conversations like after last year's semifinals? Unfortunately, didn't go the way you wanted, but what was some of those conversations like in your first year? You've seen tremendous success, though.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think the first thing, after a tough loss like that is you want to take time to thank the seniors for what they've done for the program and the impact that they've had. And then to the younger guys, like telling them to not forget that feeling. And they just keep getting better, and they're taking ownership over this team, which I think as a coach, that's what you want. Player-led teams that are bought in and So really, really proud of this group and excited to watch, how this thing plays out.
When you talk to them and you have those kind of conversations, is that in their mindset? Do they continue to remind themselves of last year's loss just so they can remember what they're shooting for this year?
Absolutely. I think that's always in the back of their minds. We try not to talk about it too much, but I think the biggest thing for us is just getting everyone on the same page and understand what our goal is and the importance of team. And these guys have made it easy. They bought in. It's not a lot of egos. Everyone wants to do what's best for the team and understand their role. It's normal, it's natural to want to have individual success and individual accolades, but that only comes from having team success.
Central Catholic Rams looking to get back to the state title game and bring Charlie Landgraf his first head coaching state championship. Coach, I appreciate you so much for your time. Good luck the rest of the way.
Go Rams. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Coach Landgraf, on that awesome interview. And also, it was a 42-7 victory over Clackamas tonight. Next up, Beyond the End Zone, got Fast Break Edition.
Spencer James.
Friday Night Lights, man.
Spencer James used to shine on those lights.
Coach Taylor, what are you talking about?
Taylor?
You haven't watched Friday Night Lights before?
Nah, that's the Odessa joint, huh? Yeah, I have personal beef with Odessa, so we can, yeah.
All right, let's wrap this up. Beyond the End Zone, we want to highlight some of those top star alums from the Central Catholic Rams. First, Minnesota Viking guard Blake Brandel. The star was number 3 prospect in Oregon and helped lead the Rams to back-to-back state titles. He started in 48 consecutive games for Oregon State Beavers and was drafted in the 6th round of the 2020 NFL Draft. That's a good one.
Back when the Beavers were okay, I guess.
Oh my, relax. The Beavers are going to be okay. Our second Central Catholic alum, current Green Bay Packers safety, Katan Oladipo. Oladipo helped Central Catholic to a state title in 2017, also playing for the Beavers, and he was selected in the 5th round of the 2024 NFL Draft. By the way, Dexter Foster, the next linebacker, defensive guy to come out of Central Catholic, that's going to be great. And of course, we got to highlight this guy. Most notable alum, former Duck quarterback Joey Arrington, finished a high school career more than 4,200 passing yards, 50 touchdowns. And
well, first of all, where was he playing at? Why was there so much construction on that field?
I think they were trying to figure it out.
Look at this. Hey!
Oh, good stuff. Harrington led Oregon to its first 11-win season back in 2001, and the 7-year NFL vet was the 3rd player taken in the 2022.
Look at those cheerleader uniforms. Those are tough.
You know what? It's cold.
Yeah,
it was cold.
That is nice. Bring back that logo.
It was cold.
You know?
I want that sweater.
That was nice.
You think we can get that sweater?
Yeah. So this is the all Catholic uniforms, huh?
Central Catholic. Wow. You talk about nostalgic. This is what it was like back in the day. Remember, I'm not from here. Okay, I'm from Florida, so things look different. A little bit.
Everything looks different. This looks like 50 years ago. If you think about it, it's only like what, 30, 20?
But this was back when it was. Yeah, there you go.
25 years ago.
Yeah, 2000.
Yeah. Would you say he went to the Rose Bowl?
No, I said.
No, who was it? Who was it that went to the Rose Bowl out of all these?
I don't think it was him.
Oh, well.
I just said they got him to the first 11-win season in 2001.
All right, anyways, if you haven't watched Central Catholic this year, now you have a chance. It's going to be a gauntlet this year in the 6A for the state title. So
I know, and they're definitely coming for that one.
Yeah, Lake Oswego's up there too. Westland. Ooh. It's going to be nasty.
And you know what? We had all of those teams on Beyond the End Zone. Next week, we'll let you know. We're not going to let you know who it is now. We'll surprise you. It's going to be a fun one. Lots of emotional. And
Yep.
Yep. That's going to do it for this edition of Beyond the End Zone.